Good evening, Frozen Nation, and welcome to episode 4 of Cryogenic Creations. Today I'm going to be doing something very different. As you guys can see, we're actually playing a game here. I know, right? Playing a game on Cryogenic Creations? What? Well, kind of. So, anytime I play a game, it's usually going to be because I'm customizing something. And in this case, I'm going to be creating 6 builds for you guys in Rocket League, and this is actually going to be a new series inside of Cryogenic Creations. There are also going to be several other series inside of Cryogenic Creations as well. And before I get to customizing the first vehicle here, I just want to let you guys know that since this is a normal video and because this is my phone that I'm using right now, and that's how you're seeing me all green screen right now, and that's the reason I have a face cam, I cannot use this for my live streams. So for those wondering, no, you will not see a face cam in my live streams just yet. However, I do plan on getting a PS5 camera sometime early or mid next year. I don't exactly know when yet, but we'll just have to see what happens. I do plan on getting one very soon though, because I do want to put a face cam in my live streams. But anyways, with that said, let's get into the builds. So the first thing I'm going to be creating here for you guys is going to be the mystery machine from Scooby-Doo. For the body, I'm going to be selecting the Merc. And for the decal, we are going to be using flower power. This is probably the closest thing I have to a mystery machine decal. It's not perfect, but it'll do. For the colors here, I'm going to do a teal for the primary on the blue team, and for the Ascent, we are going to be doing like a yellow-green. And I'm going to keep the material for the primary glossy, and for the Ascent, we're going to do matte. Now for the primary color of the orange team, I'm going to be selecting a banana yellow, and for the Ascent, I'm going to be selecting a hot pink. For our tires, I'm going to be equipping the fluorescent tires, because these look a lot like the flowers you'd see on the mystery machine. For our boost, I'm going to be equipping flowers. For the topper, I'm going to be equipping the surfboard. Now for the antenna, I'm going to be equipping the sapling. And finally, the goal explosions and the trail. So for the goal explosion, this is going to be for the blue team. That's going to be the lime spatil rift, and the pink spatil rift is going to be for the orange team. And last but certainly not least, our trail, which is going to be the blue rocks here. Now for this next build, I'm going to be putting together a Grinch car. So the body I'm going to be choosing is going to be the Mass Immune. No decal. For the primary paint, we are going to go with kind of like a mint, or like a darker mint. I feel like that's Grinch green right there. And then instead of brushed metal, we want to change this to carbureted metal. And the reason we want to change it to carbureted metal is because when I think of the Grinch, especially like his fur, it's very rough and coarse. So that's why we're going to be using carbureted metal. For the orange team, now there is no green, but there is a little bit of a trick to this, because if you go down here all the way to the bottom left corner of your screen here, this is still yellow, but if you change the actual paint job, it actually will look more like a yellow-green if we go to carbureted metal. So it's kind of green, but not really. Now for the wheels, we are going to equip the lime tires, Lime Vortex, because I just think these complement the Grinch car a lot. I think that these fit nicely here. For the rocket boost, I'm going to equip Burnout, because I think if the Grinch had a car of his own, he would be doing lots of donuts and stuff. He'd be a very reckless driver, needless to say. Now for the topper here, I'm actually going to be equipping the Crisp Turkey. And I'm actually referencing the Jim Carrey movie here. So if you guys know what part of the movie I'm referencing, you are a legend. But anyways, after that, we are going to go to the antennas. And I'm going to be honest, I don't really think I could equip anything for the antenna. So I'm going to skip that and go over to the goal explosion. Let's just do standard green. After all, this is the Grinch. Now for the trail, I'm going to select Xmas lights. And yeah, there you have it. The Grinch car.
just happened.
Alright, so for this next one, we're going to be putting together a snowman octane. To build this, we're going to be using the octane. For our decal, I'm going to be equipping the, I believe it's called Snowman decal? Let me see. No, it's actually called Sweater Fest. So that's the one that we're going to equip. On the blue team here, I'm going to change the color to like a, let's do like a darker blue like that. For our Ascents, we'll do like a lighter blue like that. And we'll keep our paint finishes on glossy for both the orange team and the blue team, for both our primary and secondary colors. And for our primary color on the orange team, since there's no blue, I'm going to do like a, that's kind of like a plum purple. Then for our Ascents, we are going to do this shade of purple right here. And now onto the wheels, we are going to equip the Ecto-1 Ghostbusters tires. And for our rocket boost, we are going to equip snowflakes, because after all, this is a snowman octane. For the topper, I'm going to equip this Christmas cocoa mug because it has a snowman on it, and also because it's very Christmassy. And next for the antenna here, we're going to equip the snowman. For our goal explosion, I'm going to set it to standard purple. And finally, our trail is going to be Winter Storm. Now this next one is actually going to be pretty cool. This is going to be the Jake car from Adventure Time. So to make this, we're going to use the zippy body, no decal. We're going to keep the primary paint at blue, like a darker blue, like this on the blue team. And for the orange team, it's going to be kind of like this yellow. So almost like banana yellow, maybe not quite. Actually, no, I think this is more like a golden yellow. For our wheels, we are going to equip the Proteris wheels for the yellow team, or the orange team, excuse me. And on the blue team, I'm going to equip the Cyanics wheels. So let me just find those. I think those are up here. No, they're actually a little further down. Alright, so here are the Cyanics wheels. And for those wondering, Frozen, why is Jake blue on the blue team? Well, because we can't make him yellow, and one time Jake actually was a blue demon in the Adventure Time lore. For our rocket boost, we are going to do yellow ion for the orange team and ion blue for the blue team. For a topper, we're just going to leave that blank. For the antenna, we're also just going to leave that blank as well. For a goal explosion, I'm going to do orange. And for a trail, I'm going to be doing friction. Now this next car is already built. This is the Breeze, and I actually use this in almost all of my Chill Zone streams. For those wondering how I built it, well, I'm going to walk you through it. So, the body is a samurai. I got this out of a drop. Here's the decal I'm using. This is the Pegasus decal. It almost looks kind of like wings, as you guys can see. Then here are the colors I used on the blue team. This is the primary color. This is the Ascent. So I did like blue and pink, kind of like cotton candy colors. For the paint job on the primary, I did anodized pearl, and I also did this on the orange team as well. Except I did matte on the orange team's Ascent color. But here is the primary color on the orange team. It's almost like a Barbie pink. And then this is like a teal blue. The only difference is that instead of using metallic for the Ascent like I did on the blue team, I used matte. The tires I used are called medium rare. And the reason I use these tires is because it's almost like a fade from what looks to be like a purple or indigo to pink. And it looks like it's got red and blue, and it's got like a little bit of yellow around it, which I thought was pretty cool. For the Rocket Boost, I have the Cherry Blossom equipped because, you know, I love cherry blossoms. And for the topper, I have the Lotus Flower, which is pretty similar to a cherry blossom. For the antenna here, we have a snowflake. After all, I am the frozen one. It's very fitting. And then, of course, the gold explosion here I have equipped as Spetil Rift Pink. And for the trail, last but certainly not least, is Winter Storm. Now this last build is also pre-made. This is my Gumball and Darwin car, and as I'm sure you guys have probably saw, I've actually used this on streams a bunch of times before. I used Mass Immune for the body. For the decal I used Wildfire. For the primary paint finish on the blue team I used this blue. It's almost like a darker teal kind of, or like a chlorine blue kind of. For the Ascent I just used black. For the orange team I used orange as the primary color, and this shade of green right here, it's almost like it's a little darker. And for the paint finishes, I just did glossy for both the primary and Ascent on both the blue team and the orange team. For the wheels, I used the Thread X2 on the blue team, and on the orange team, I used the Ecto-1 Ghostbusters tires, which I believe are up here. 1 second. Yes, so here are the Ecto-1 Ghostbusters tires. And the reason I equipped the Ecto-1 Ghostbusters tires on the orange team is because Darwin and Gumball wears green and white shoes, and so I just thought it would be really cool if the flame was green and the tires had white on them, so it would kind of look like Darwin's sneakers, if that makes sense. Next up we have the Rocket Boost here. For the Rocket Boost I just did a rainbow, and the reason I did a rainbow is because the main logo of the Amazing World of Gumball is a rainbow. For the topper I got a fishbowl of the fish here, and this is basically just supposed to be like baby Darwin. For the antenna, I did a star because this is also something that is on Gumball's logo as well, as a star. And for the gold explosion, I did orange on the orange team and purple for the blue team. And for the trail, I'm using zigzag. And that's the end of episode 4. Be sure to check back next week for another exciting video. And with that said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember to go with the breeze, collect that flower, and stay frozen.